Today, I'm going to talk to you about Janji, a company that donates 5% of its proceeds to clean water projects. 12.87 miles over the course of a double today. Ran to work and also ran back from work. Paces were in the high 9s, right around in the 10-minute per mile range, taking it nice and easy. Still low heart rate training, staying within that 135 to 145 beats per minute range. Getting a chance to run in Janji Apparel for the first time. And this is a company that I've been pretty excited about ever since I first heard about them and the things that they do to give back to the global running community. I think that's absolutely fantastic. I also had a chance to, coincidentally, at about the same time I was getting this apparel sent to me, a chance to run with co-founder Dave Spandorfer of Janji, and I got a chance to run with him along the lakefront. He happened to be in Chicago, and so we went out for a Sunday run. I got a chance to interview him a little bit, and rather than me tell you about the company, I'm gonna let him tell you about it in his own words.
All right, guys, Sunday morning, going for a little bit of a long run, and I'm here with Dave, co-founder of Janji. He's in from Boston. I was lucky enough to be able to catch him for a little bit of a run this week, and I thought, what better way to learn about a company, because I have not yet run in any Janji apparel yet, but that'll be changing soon. But I look forward to that. But I also thought this would be a great way to hear straight from the source more about this company while he was in town. So thanks for coming out with me today.
Oh, this is great. I mean, what a beautiful city, huh?
Yeah, and so we were talking a little bit earlier, and you've run in Chicago a little bit before.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So I've run I'm in town for my fiance's brother's wedding. Been in town a few times to visit her family, but I've really been out to view some of these sites, and it's just, yeah, it's amazing.
But normally you're based out of Boston, is that right?
Yeah, we're based out of Boston. We got started with the company when we were in college at Washington University in St. Louis, where we came up with the idea for Janji. We moved to Boston afterwards.
Okay, and so what was the motivation behind that?
So we started Janji. We came up with the idea actually at a track meet, and the whole concept was that we wanted to use running as this way to explore and to connect and to really change the world. And so running to us is this way to explore, like we're exploring Chicago and connecting,
exactly,
right? But also creating change. And so all of our gear has a design that's inspired by somewhere around the world. And then when someone buys it, 5% of the sale goes back toward funding a clean water solution in that country.
That's great. I love that.
We think it's really special, and we put all these races out for some sort of cause. For Janji, we wanted to create like a brand that stood for something much bigger, and working with these local artists, creating these designs from not just like plain, regular designs, but have these cool pops and these cool inspirations that are meant for travel. It's been really cool.
Okay, that's great. I mean, for something that I do on the channel is I always try to spotlight someone that is raising money for a race and running on a charity bib or just raising money. And so I try to donate $70 every week to a different person.
That's awesome.
That's raising money. So I really love when I learned about that you guys are donating part of what you guys make back to clean water projects, which I think makes a lot of sense.
Hey, runners, we need water. We need water.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So I was really happy to hear about that. So how long have you guys been at Open Doors?
Yeah, so we've been selling to stores for 7 years. Okay. We have our own online site. This year, actually, we're going to grow more than any other year in history.
That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's been really cool.
What do you think? How do you attribute that growth? Like, why do you think this year is the year that you're going to be growing so much? Or can you tell me a little bit more about that?
It took us a while, but just like we had listening to the customers, trying to create like the world's best travel running gear. Like what I'm wearing right now is a waterproof jacket. Okay. 360-degree ventilation, can pack up into its own pocket. Things like that. Like people kind of love and they connect to. And the other thing, we got into REI.
Okay. That'll help.
That helps, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, but it's just like, we connect with the customer. We have this cool program called Janji Collective, where you donate $50, all goes to clean water.
Okay.
Then you get early access to product, 15% off Janji gear. You get doing all these trips around the world.
Okay.
We do tons of trips. We have just sold out of our Patagonia trip.
Okay.
If you're Janji Collective member, you get $150 off those trips.
That's great.
So there's all these other benefits.
So tell me about how long have you guys been doing those kind of like group runs to the extreme, right? So this isn't just like a Saturday meet at the store.
No, this is a Saturday meetup in Bolivia.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. How did that start, or has that been part of it from the beginning?
It was definitely a newer thing.
Okay.
So we wanted to have this like cool brand crystallization.
Sure.
Where the company, what Janji stands for, like it all comes to life, right? Like again, exploring, connecting, and changing the world. And when you're doing that in Mexico City or Patagonia, we actually had one in Vermont pretty recently.
Okay, cool.
Like it really like puts the brand to life, and we can hear customer feedback, hear what people like about the products, and just do it somewhere around the world that we love to go to.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a nice excuse, like, I guess I have to go run along these mountaintops.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, like, we all fight for who gets to go on the trip. We try and rotate it through
Yeah, and so, what are your plans for Janji in terms of, you've got a lot of things, you're building community, you're doing the community giving projects, and you've got the apparel. Where does it go in the next, just couple years? I won't ask for a 5-year plan because I think
detailed numbers.
Well, I think those are lame because 5 years ago, I was just getting back into running.
Right.
So
your life can change so much.
A world can change in 5 years. So, in 2 years, where do you guys want to be? What do you guys want to be doing?
Yeah. So we love everything that we're doing now. We want to keep on investing in creating the world's best travel running gear.
Okay.
With Janji Collective, we want to be able to create, really one of the world's largest running communities.
Okay.
If we get, let's say 100,000 people in Janji Collective, that's $50 that 100,000 people can donate. That's 5 million toward clean water.
Yeah.
And
that's incredible.
It's amazing. It's like runners are just an amazing group of people. And we want to create a community that allows people to give back, but also connect with each other.
Yeah, and that's something that I found too. People enjoy both of those aspects. They don't have to be related, but when they can be, I think it's really powerful and people really like it. Well, we're on State Street, so let's just keep running north. Sorry, I got distracted.
I think our country, our world, we need more runners. We need more runners who are just caring about the world at large. Because if you step outside, you step outside of your own personal confines of your own backyard, and you really do get to see how beautiful the world is and how many amazing people you can meet.
Yeah.
And raising money for a cause or running for something much bigger than yourself, really helps contextualize it.
Yeah, I agree. That's wonderful. Well, we are just about done with our run here. The time went by really fast. Oh, let's watch out here. Hold on. So we're just about done with our time here. Brought you back to the hotel. Thank you for your patience. I know you were an extremely fast runner.
I am not. You're getting speedy.
I'm trying, but right now I'm feeling very slow with the heart rate training, so I appreciate your patience with me today. And thanks for taking the time to tell me more about Janji. It's always great to kind of get a layer peeled back from the website, because it looks great, but sometimes things look too great and you're like,
but the personal connection helps.
What's really behind that? And so I thought this was really helpful, and hopefully everyone watching thought the same thing.
So unfortunately, I didn't have the Janji Apparel on me at the time I was doing that interview. Otherwise, I think it would have worked out much better. But like I said, the way that things just worked out, he was only in town for that particular day. But I've since now have the apparel. I'm wearing one of the tops right now. They have stuff that's not in all black or black and gray. And I suggested that I'd be very willing to run in those, but they send me everything in pretty much all black anyway, which I think works out for me. This is one of their long sleeve hoodies. The material is just absolutely fantastic. Feels really great on the skin. Everything's nice and stretchy. It's got the little thumb loops, which I always love to see in shirts for running, and even when I'm just wearing them casually. It has a hood as well. The hood is a little bit tight. fits very snug, but I also feel like if I don't have a hat, this is going to serve just as well as a hat in terms of those temperatures where you're not quite sure what you're going to be getting. Maybe you didn't bring a winter hat with you. So most of the time I'll probably be running with this with the hood down. Do love the zipper. I love this extra material that they have on here. One, it's going to provide a little bit of extra wind resistance and some water repelling, I think, but it also just feels really nice on the skin. They also sent me a pair of tights, and you saw that in the footage today. Didn't quite get so much of the waist in terms of the footage that we were able to see because I had my running backpack on for the day. But there's a couple of things that I really enjoy about these tights. One is that they're thicker. I think they're made for a little bit of colder weather. And in my winter running essentials video, I mentioned that sometimes when I'm wearing tights, that for the sake of modesty sometimes it's also for the sake of extra layer of warmth. But sometimes for the sake of modesty, I like to put a pair of shorts on top of my tights. When their tights are a little bit thicker like these are, I don't really have to worry about that. So I feel very comfortable wearing, just these on the bottom, not having to put shorts on top of it because the way that they're cut and the fit, I like the way that it looks. The other thing that I love about these tights is that they have pockets, lots and lots of pockets. And so there's two zippers on the back here. You can open them both up in case you had like a top layer and you wanted to like weave that through in the back so that you didn't have to hold it in your hand or tie it around your waist. I don't see myself really using it for that purpose, but what I do see myself using it for is anything that I don't think I'm going to access during the run. Like I could put my keys in there, I could put a key card in there if I need to, either for my door downstairs or if I'm traveling and have a key card to the hotel. The other thing is that I wasn't able to fit my phone in here though. I have an iPhone 11 Pro with the case on. It didn't fit. I thought about trying to jam it in there without the case, but if it's that close, I don't think it'll be all that comfortable to have that pressed against the small of your back. But the good news is there are pockets on each side of these pants, and they're just stretchy drop pockets, and they go in towards along kind of your outer hip. And each of these will fit my phone just well. It pokes out on the top a little bit, but I felt very secure running today, both to work and back home from work, with the phone in that side pocket. Plus, there was also still that other pocket. So if I'm running somewhere where I wanted to put the keys there, or if I had some gels for a longer run, definitely something that you could put right on the side. So really enjoying these pants. They're also designed with kind of an extra layer of protection on the front in the groin area, which is really nice this time of year in Chicago when things get cold or windy, or cold and windy. So really excited about the Janji apparel. It feels really great. Really excited to meet the people behind the brand. I always love it when I'm able to do that and kind of put the people to the products. I think that really is something that's going to be more important to me as we go forward as well. Just getting that opportunity to really talk to the people and see where they're coming from and see where their values are. On their website, they do talk about where the products are made, and they have a statement on there regarding making sure that their people that they have working for them to make these products are working under fair labor conditions. I have one other thing that they sent me. They have like this running pack / travel pack thing that looked just really bizarre to me. And so I was like, if you guys want to send me that, please do. If you don't, that's fine. They sent me one of those as well. And so that one's a little bit different. So I'm going to take that on my long run over the weekend so I can really put it through its paces. I wanted to make sure it got its kind of own separate video about that, just because if it works, I think that it could get a lot of mileage out of it over this winter. Otherwise, we'll see how it goes. But very excited overall about the Janji brand. Really great to have met the co-founder Dave Spandorfer and where they're coming from. Turns out we both went to the same college, although 10 years apart. We were both on the same track team, although again, more than 10 years apart for that. And so it's just interesting how it's such a small world, and the running community just seems to be, as it gets more and more global, seems to be getting smaller and smaller at the same time. We didn't know that we both had that connection until we met and went for a run a couple of weeks ago at this point. So just a weird way that the world is really, really quite a small place. all the more reason that we should be taking care of all of each other. So that's all I had to say about Janji Apparel. If you have any questions about it, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'd love to talk to you guys more about it down there. Before I go for today, I do want to talk about the charity runner for this week. This week it's Jennifer Robbins, who's running the Rock and Roll Las Vegas Half Marathon in honor of her mother, and she's doing it to raise money for Child Lifeline, an organization that helps sick kids and their families. I was happy to donate $70 to her fundraising efforts, and I'll post a link in the description in case you'd like to learn more. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yo, what's going on?